Hi everyone, Jeremy here from Video Editor Studio, and today I'm going to show you how to use some intro cards in DaVinci Resolve. Those assets are part of our free starter pack, which is a complete toolkit we've built for DaVinci Resolve. In this video, we'll cover when to use them, how they work, and how to make them fit your project perfectly. You can download it for free with the link in the description below. So let's jump in. You can download the pack with the link in the description below. Just enter your email and we'll send the pack directly to your inbox. After downloading your pack, you'll get a zip file. Double-click on the zip file to unzip it, which will give you a folder. In that folder, you'll find a couple of things: the installation instruction, the license, the DRFX file for DaVinci Resolve, and the font used to create the assets. Start by installing the fonts. Without them, DaVinci Resolve will not know which font to use, which can result in a black screen when you drag your title onto the timeline. To install the font, simply go to the font folder. If you're on Mac, just select all the font and double-click on them. This will open a window asking if you want to install the font. Select Install. If you're on Windows, same thing. Just select all the fonts and then right-click and select Install. Alternatively, you can drag or copy and paste the font directly into your computer fonts folder. Once the fonts are installed, double-click on the DRFX file to install the pack. This process is the same for both Mac and Windows. This will open DaVinci Resolve, if not already, and prompt open a window asking if you want to install the pack. Select Install. Once in DaVinci Resolve, you can find those intro cards by going over to the effect library, then Titles, Video Editor Studio, and then scroll until you find the free starter pack. And in the free starter pack, you will have intro cards. So in this intro card section, you have 10 different intro cards that you can choose from. And those are great to introduce a section of your video or introducing your entire video as a whole, explaining what it is about in a nice and clean way. Obviously, they are just a starting point, and then it's your job to just fine-tune the colors, the font to match exactly your project and the look that you are going for. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now with that example of this girl journaling in a field. For this one, we're going to use the intro card number 9. I'm going to just take it and drag it right above my footage. We can then just extend it to whatever length we want. I'm just going to trim here my clip just so it's covering my entire clip. Now, as you can see from the get-go, it looks nice, but right now I would like to maybe place it off-center. That way it doesn't cut our main character and it's easier to read against the sky. So we're going to start by here going over to size and position. I'm going to reduce a little bit the size of the entire title. We're going to move it to the left side, and maybe I'm going to bring that up slightly like so. So now the title is not competing with our footage, but it's integrating well within the entire context of our image. Now, when working with those kind of title motion graphics, what impact the look the most is the font and the color. Right now, we went for a font that is just quite modern and simple, but maybe for something like this, we would like something that is looking a bit more like countryside, a bit more cursive. So we're going to change the font and we're going to change the color so it's matching a bit more our environment. First, I'm going to go over to the week 1 and we're going to switch the font here for one that I have, which is Aphrodite. So I'm going to select this one. Now it doesn't look good because this font doesn't look great in all cap, and right now everything is in all cap. So I'm just going to change my week 1 to smaller cap. And now already it looks a lot better. Obviously now though, there is a bit of a mismatch between those two fonts. So I'm going to change the font for A Quiet Morning as well. I'm going to go over to text number 2. And then here for this one, I'm going to choose Andanda. I think it got a nice kind of like old school country vibe to it. And I think that's matching that shot perfectly. I'm going to do the same thing here for text 3. So I'm going to select the same font, Andanda. And then here I'm going to make a few modifications to that box. First off, I would like to align a bit more the color to the footage. So what I'm going to do is go and scroll down here to color. I'm going to select my color picker and I'm going to try to pick up maybe the color of her shirt so it's matching a bit more. It might not be exactly one-to-one because of color space and stuff like that. But right now I prefer that tone that is a bit more towards like the orange, which is kind of like what her notebook is, the pen and the t-shirt. I'm going to select OK. And now because we've selected something a bit more cursive, I think I would like to change the box from something rectangular to something that is a bit more like a pill. So I'm going to go and increase the roundness to the maximum, but now we're clipping a little bit the edges. So I'm going to give it a bit more space by increasing the vertical a little bit and then increasing the horizontal a little bit as well, just so the design can breathe a little bit more. Now I'm gonna readjust a little bit the offset on the vertical axis so everything looks center. Sometimes you get a bit of an off match depending on the baseline of the font. So you might need to readjust that slightly just so it feels perfectly center with the box. The cool thing with that box method is that, if you were to add any text, it will then automatically adapt to that box. Now we could restructure a little bit our element. Right now, let's modify that layout. So the week 1 and 5 January 2025 appear at the top and then the main title at the bottom. So I'm gonna first reduce the size a little bit to have like a better layout hierarchy so we can read it easily. And then I'm just gonna bring that all the way to the top, bring it down slightly more. Here we go. Now, obviously, we are covering up our text once. We're going to do the same thing with the text one, bring it right above our other one, increase the size this time a little bit, and maybe having it center above that box. And now again, to have a better hierarchy, I would like to have a bit more spacing between the box and then our main header. So I'm going to go back to text 2, bring the text down a little bit, and that way we have a little bit more separation between that first group and that second group. As you can see with that side-by-side comparison, we've already made quite a lot of change just by adjusting the font, the color, and the placement of the element to fit our project. Now let's just make a few more tweaks to make it look even better. So right now the animation is coming from the bottom, but because the title is placed on the top left corner, what I'm gonna do instead of slide up is switching from slide down. That way it's gonna come from the top instead of the bottom, and that will make more sense with our entire composition. Right now, I think it's looking a bit nicer that way. Also, because the footage is in slow motion, I think it will be nice to have the animation being a little bit slower. So right now, I'm gonna switch from 1 second to 1.5, and that's just gonna make it slightly slower, which now match the vibe of the clip a little bit more. And now finally, to help the text pop a little bit more and create more separation with the background, we're going to use a shadow effect that is also available in the free starter pack. You can just go all the way to the effects section, Video Editor Studio, and then free starter pack. And now we're going to take the shadow, glow, and background effect and drag that onto our title card. Now you can see in our inspector that we have shadow, glow, and background. And for this one, we're going to use just the shadow. I'm just going to open the shadow tab and we're going to increase the shadow strength. I'm just going to decrease the blur just so I can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to reduce the drop distance quite considerably so that it's just a lot closer to the text. And now I'm gonna bring back the blur radius until I get a look that I'm satisfied with. I think like that is nice. I'm just gonna reduce the overall strength of the effect now so it's not too overpowering, maybe something like 0.6. And now as you can see with that side-by-side comparison, it just gives a little bit more punch to the title and make it easier to read. Now, last quick tip regarding playback and performance. If you're dropping a few frames while you're playing it, what you could do is simply go over to playback, run the cache, and then here select smart instead of none. That's just gonna bring that red bar right above your title. That's gonna turn from red to blue, and when the bar is fully blue, that means the title has been fully cached in and you will get real-time playback. So here is our starting point and our final version side by side. As you can see, with just a couple of changes, we can get a look that is very different. Therefore, you can adapt it to any of your project perfectly. You have the right base to do it. Now it's up to your imagination to bring your vision to life. With that being said, I hope this video was helpful. Please let me know in a comment what kind of video you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. If you need motion graphic assets for DaVinci Resolve, we have over 50 carefully crafted packs available on our website, including transitions, effects, and titles built specifically for DaVinci Resolve. You can get started now, completely free, by downloading our starter pack that contains over 300 assets. Get it with the link in the description below or directly on the website at videoeditorstudio.com.